Hey everybody, welcome back to This Tree and Me. I'm CJR. I'm blessed to have you with me. First off, I want to say very happy birthday to my pop, my dad, who passed in 2022. So this is a ring that I wear every day that was his. I decided to wear this jacket that he wore golfing with us a lot when it was rainy or cold, and the pocket watch that he bought himself on his 40th birthday that I had restored and cleaned up, and we'll begin wearing it Sunday. So my father would be 89 today, and he has been a big part of this journey for me, and especially with today being about meditation. If there is one thing that I could give as a gift to everybody in the world, was the ability to meditate. Some might say courage or confidence or love or a lot of other words that we use to describe things that we want in our life. Meditation can give you all of it. That said, welcome to this episode of This Tree and Me. Again, I am CJR. Welcome. So, meditation in my journey. It has not been an easy one. I have tried to meditate multiple times throughout my life. More so recently after the mother of my children and I split up, which is roughly 15, 16 years ago. I've tried a few times throughout there in different journeys and different efforts in my life. I couldn't make 5 minutes. And it was the most difficult thing in my mind that I could ever try to do, right? I've always heard how beneficial it is and what it can do for you. I've known over a lot of years that I was tired of being angry and just not having love in my life, not love for myself, not being able to love others properly, not being able to share my love. And not even being able to accept love. I knew that a lot of this was something that I wanted in my life or no longer wanted in my life. And I also knew that meditation was a way to get there, was a tool to help me get there. Whether I knew it was based on a belief that I had inside of me that I didn't know where it came from, and also just listening and watching other people who speak about it and practice it, that, I'd watch their podcast or whatever. So I just knew that meditation was a big thing and that I wanted it in my life. So I try it here and there, but I never really committed to it. Just like kind of everything else that we've talked about in previous episodes, I've never really committed to all of them. Just like the journey that I'm talking about now, weight loss. We've talked about the roller coasters that I went on because it was always for others. It was always for aesthetics. It was always to get a date. It was always blah, blah, blah. It was never truly just to be healthy. It was never truly for me to get healthy and be happy with myself until now. And same with meditation and everything else. Journaling is another one, and we'll talk about that at some point. I've tried to journal several times throughout my life. And again, it's sticking now. So I go back to the gift. If you have the ability to meditate, and I'm talking really sit down, lay down, whatever, we'll talk about some different things because it does not have to look a certain way. You do not have to sit there, chant all this. It's yours. And we'll talk about that a little bit more here in a little bit. But I just committed to it this time. So the journey of mine with meditation has been very rocky. And like I said, I couldn't even make it 5 minutes because I was always in the past, again, trying to do it for other reasons, trying to get healthy for other reasons, whether it's emotionally, mentally, physically, whatever. Everything was always for another reason, not for me truly. So when I try to meditate, I I try to sit and I try to sit crisscross, and I can't do that still to this day. I can a little bit, but it's uncomfortable. I got pillows now that help me. And ever since I've gotten the pillows, I still don't even use them regularly. I find for me, I like laying down more with meditation. Or I sit up in a chair. But typically, it's one of those two things. So let's just talk about, like, in the morning, I'll wake up and I go downstairs and I do a few things to get ready, and I go in my spiritual room and I have a playlist that I listen to, and the first 10 minutes is a gratitude meditation, just simply talking me through being grateful for things, visualizing gratitude, what gratitude feels like inside my body, and things of that nature. Then the next, and I still call this a meditation, because meditation to me is just simply taking time for me in a peaceful manner within myself. So in the second part of the playlist is about a 20-minute motivational on courage, which we've had, a pod in the past on that. So this one, eyes open, I'm doing some yoga, I'm stretching, I'm just getting my body loose and limber, because I'm 54 for about 12 more, about 9 more hours. So I'll be double nickels here in about 12 hours. But I try to get loose and limber, and I listen to that motivation and talking about courage and breaking out of fear and all that. So I go from a gratitude meditation where I'm laying quiet, dark, listening to it. I have it on a Bluetooth speaker in that room. And then I go into that courage. And then the next one is roughly a 20-minute. This is another closed eye meditation. This one is a walk. How to say it? It's a visual walking meditation where it walks me into a corridor that eventually walks me into a light, just a bright white light environment. I am truly, and I can see it in my eyes. Some days I can't, and that is okay. But it takes me one step at a time, and it talks me through it, and it just speaks me through it, and it keeps going, right? So that's my morning meditations, and I do a few little other things in the morning, journal and things like that, but that's the meditational part. And that, going through all that, the first thing in the morning, and I do not, when I wake up, I make my bed, which is brand new. Used to never do this, but it's a win. It's the easiest and first win you can get of the day. Wake up, make your bed. You won. So I do all that, go downstairs, and I'm instantly grateful for just being here, grateful for being me, grateful for many different things in my life, which also has turned into the Grateful and Blessed Wednesdays. So if you're not paying any attention to the Wednesdays with me, that's great. I would love for you to join me in those. It's just a quick little 5 to 15 minute, just what am I grateful for, right? So, I haven't publicized those well enough probably for you guys to see those. I will do a much better job at that if you haven't seen them already. But the gratitude and the gratefulness is something that's very, very big in my life. And it comes from meditation. So after that, then I have a mid-morning alarm that goes off for 5-10 minutes, whatever it is. Sometimes it's shorter, sometimes it's longer. Sometimes I have to wait a little bit because I'm working and I have to adjust to that. But it still reminds me, hey, dude, stop what you're doing, turn everything off, relax, take a quick 5-10 minute gratitude or meditation. Sometimes it's gratitude, sometimes it's other things. It just depends on how I'm feeling. I just kind of go with how I'm feeling, what I feel I need at that moment. It might just be a quick breathing exercise, and that's fine too. Then I have another one in the mid-afternoon, around 2-ish. And then I go, whether I'm going to the gym that day, which is Monday through Friday kind of thing. Weekends, a little different, right? I adjusted a little bit, not a whole lot. And then in the evening, I have a sleep meditation. So I listen to it, and it's another gratitude one. I always wake with gratitude and I go to bed with gratitude. And in between, whenever I feel I need it, I just stop and say, oh, I'm not feeling this. I need to go get some meditation. I need to take some time for me and breathe. So this year, 2025, as we've spoke about in previous episodes, is really when I started the journaling, the meditation, the real heavy work on my mind, my emotions. And the best advice that I can give you guys, whatever it feels like to you, whatever it looks like to you, that's what's important. If you want to lay down, sit down, stand, walk, right? There's even some gratitude meditations that I listen to, or affirmation ones that I listen to, and I call these all meditations. Some people wouldn't, and that's perfectly fine. I had to define it for me, just like you'll have to define it for you. At the end, the essence of it is just being and taking time for yourself, quieting the outside noise as much as you possibly can, and taking X amount of time just for you. To me, that is meditation. Prayer is meditation. And I talked about it a little bit this morning in my morning post that I put out, that I've started to do a little bit of morning quiet time, just a minute with everybody is what I do. But I encourage people, turn your phone off, light a candle if you want, dim the lights, put on some classical music if you want, whatever's going to make you feel comfortable and quiet in that scenario, and take a minute. Start with a minute. Your body, your mind, your inner self will want more. It will ask for more. When you're consistent with it, if you can do this every single morning and every single night, in between, whatever you can do, honestly, if it's just once a day, I'll take 1 minute every morning. Start with that. If you can do more, great. And I promise you, if you stay consistent to it, you're going to have good and bad with it, just like I do. I still to this day, mental chatter, and I have to work through that. And I have to find a way to say, hey, let it go. It's going to sit there in the background and talk, and that's fine. I have found my way to find a center in myself that's quiet. And some days is easier than others. Even some moments are easier than others. I can have a great morning meditation, and my morning check-in, the mid-morning check-in, maybe not so great. And that's okay. That's the other part of the grace boundary that I talked about, is giving myself grace. It's okay. Have I gotten better at it? I can look back and say, oh my Lord. I went from, even when I started this in January 2025, I couldn't sit there for 5 minutes. I forced myself to. And it was rough. But I said, this I am doing. I was committed to it. I was going to be consistent with it. And I was going to get competent at it. And that gave me confidence in it. All those things. I proved to myself, I can do this. And I proved to that voice in my head, you know what, dude? You can go away. You can sit there and chatter all you want. I'm not paying attention to you. And when I do, I bring myself back. So there's a lot of little tricks that you'll have to learn for yourself and what works for yourself. Okay? What does it do for me? And this is something that I believe strongly in, that I believe it'll do for everybody who commits to it. Biggest thing for me is it provides me a calm, peaceful, loving environment inside of me. When I close my eyes in the meditations, when I focus on just that time, I have taught myself to, I'm not looking at the back of my eyelids. I am actually looking inside myself. I am living with inside myself at that moment. And that's what works for me. And some people, right, who meditate a lot or pray a lot, they pray to God or they pray to another being or whatever. That part doesn't matter. What I have found works for me is I continually try to connect with my higher self. I try to connect with CJR, right? My highest being. That's what I've named him. That's kind of why I went through this journey of Cory J Riggs and CJR. That's who I'm trying to become. So when I'm meditating and I have my eyes closed, I constantly sit there and tell myself, if I'm going away, get back to your breath, get back to Cory, find CJR, right? That's how I work. So I talk to my higher self a lot. And I'm not going to try to get too hippie-ish on this for you Gen Xers, right? All that stuff that aren't comfortable with all this. It takes a minute. But I have found myself having conversations with him. I've had myself hearing and feeling messages coming to me. Not just from him, from my dad, from my grandpa, who are the two biggest male influences I have ever had in my life. My grandma showed up a couple times, but it's really the intention of what you're doing on those meditations. Every single one, I am always looking to talk to CJR or listen to messages coming from him. So, but it gives me answers outside of almost everything. And I can even have a bad meditation, or what I consider a bad meditation, right? Where there is mental chatter going on and I break and come back and break and come back and break and come back. The one thing I never do is I never stop meditating. If I'm having a meditation where there's a high level of noise chatter in my head, I fight through it. There's a reason why I'm feeling that way. Well, I don't know what it is, but I'm hoping the meditation will answer that. And there's times I come out of that and I have some of my best journaling. Because not only am I hearing all that mental chatter, so is he. So is CJR. He's hearing all that mental chatter. And because of the relationship through meditation that I have built with him, he gives me answers back through it. And it's not like it's a conversation like I'm having right now, or a conversation that I'm having with a friend or anything like that. It's a feeling. It's just messages that you feel. And there's literal times that I've said, yes, sir, thank you for that, or things like that. Like, I have feedback coming back. I don't really hear a voice coming in, but I feel the messages. Prayer to my mom, my sister, the Christians that are in my life, the people that follow Jesus. I had a meditation with my mom and sister one time where we followed the rosary, because I wanted my mom to understand what meditation felt like to me, or try to give her a feeling of what it was like to me. And the only way that I could properly do that is through the rosary. It's just a chant. If you've never heard it, right? Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord. I could probably still do it, even though I haven't done it for years. But it's over and it's repetitive and it's over and it's repetitive and it just keeps going. It has 5 stations, I believe. I'm not going to be the expert on this by any stretch of the means. I was brought up Catholic. But we listened to a guided from a YouTube channel, and I had them close their eyes, and I, walked them through a little breathing really quick. Then we went into the meditation. Then we came out, and I seen on especially my mom's face, because I wanted to look as quick as I could. And it may have just been me wanting to see it, but I seen her come out of it because she committed to it. She had her eyes closed the whole time, but she took her glasses off. She rubbed her face a little bit. So I'm hoping that she just got a glimpse of, you can do Christianity praying as a meditation. It's perfectly fine. Again, I can't say this enough. Meditation is for you. Nobody dictates how you meditate. You do. If you want to lay down, lay down. If you want to, again, stand up, whatever you want to do. Make yourself comfortable. If you want to light candles, if you don't. If you want to have lights on, if you don't. It doesn't matter. You can sit a certain way. You can lay a certain way. You don't have to have your hands like this. I do find myself doing this sometimes because it's a closing of energies, and it keeps it recycling inside me, in my opinion, right? I do different meditations when I go out and ground. Like today, I went to the gathering place like I do a lot of Sundays when I'm in town, and I did my big long walk and went across the the bridge on the river and sat there with the river for quite a while and just stared at it and looked at it and enjoyed it and took the privilege of being with it. And that's a meditation to me. Stopping, taking the time to just take a breath. And then when I get done with my walk, before I leave, I go find, there's a bunch of grass there, but there's a grassy knoll and I chose a different one today. For some reason, the river was calling me today. So I laid to where I could see the river, and I laid there, and I doubled the meditation that I did today, that I normally do there. It's just something that I felt. The last one I sat up, still had my feet in the grass. Now it's wet and rainy and foggy here. I don't care. I'm that committed to this. So I sat there, feet in the grass. I had a towel underneath me, right? And I just looked at the river, closed my eyes sometimes. I did a chakra scan from the top of my head down to the base of my sit bones, and came home and relaxed, and now we're here. So the biggest things that I think meditation gives for me, outside of peace, love, just a calmness and a stillness within me, and the answers, and just the understanding of, if I'm struggling, or if I haven't meditated, or if I haven't taken my breaks enough, it catches me. I catch myself like, wow. If I haven't grounded enough, wow. Again, this is my journey. I believe everybody needs meditation in their life. I believe everybody needs grounding in their life. It doesn't have to be to a certain level, which that's what I've always tried to believe. Oh, I got to do what this guy does. That's the way to do it. If I can't do that, then I failed. Absolutely not. Just giving yourself the time to try is winning. And the more you win, the more it'll grow and the more it'll mean to you. And you can take it wherever you want to. Again, my path right now, my calling from inside, my conversations with CJR and all of that, it is a spiritual journey for me. I truly am on a journey that I want to grow, and I want to find as many of the spiritual answers within inside of me that I can. I want to live as much of a spiritual being as I can. And it's scary as hell. It's just absolutely scary to me. But the more that I do it, and there's reasons and there's goals that I have for doing this as well. And when I see people coming back to me with, man, thank you for this, or they start changing the way they interact with me, or we have better conversations, any of that just brings me pure joy and happiness and makes me understand I'm doing the right thing. Yours may be, you want a better career. You may want, it doesn't matter what your goals are. Meditation will help you get there. It will help you find answers. If you can quiet your inside, if you can quiet that nonsense, that knucklehead in you, if you can silence that just for a minute, briefly, to really be sitting within yourself, I'm telling you, you will get answers coming to you. If your intention is true, if you truly want to try to be able to sit for a minute with no clatter in your head, it's beneficial. It's really that easy. And at the same time, it's probably one of the hardest things that I've ever had to do in my life, because that mental chatter never stops. Ever. And that is a challenge to take on. Because as long as that mental chatter is going on, you're never going to escape it. You're never going to know when your true self is telling you something, when your gut is telling you something, compared to that noise, that voice that's telling you you're better than that person. Oh, why are they doing that? Oh, look at them. Look at them parenting this way and all that. Meditation has opened up the mirror to me. I still have struggles with it. as judging others and comparing and things like that. But the more I do it, the more I recognize that that's just my mirror, right? I'm looking into a mirror from other people when I'm judging, when I'm comparing, when I'm doing that. Again, the answers that it gives me, it's just remarkable. It's almost indescribable of how to say it, of the things that will start manifesting in your life from thoughts and ideas and processes of things that have been living inside you for a very long time that you may never have known, or you thought you have lost, or you have just had, simmering inside you that you just didn't know how to break it out. Meditation will help you. I believe in it that strongly. And I can't say it enough. To keep it simple and make it yours. Start simple. Find a quiet space. I don't even care. It's a restroom on the toilet. Find a quiet space to where you can close the door, be by yourself, have no phone, have no anything. Now, if you want to have your phone for a little music, because I strongly encourage classical music, because the other music with lyrics and things like that will bring thoughts and things like that. Or there's obviously guided meditations you can listen to. There are frequency videos and things like that just play a certain frequency that's for calming or for this or for learning or whatever it is. There's a bunch of them. They're all over YouTube, Spotify. They're all over all of them. Whatever platform you use, you can find guided meditations or meditational music or classical music for meditation. You don't have to be specific for meditation on the classical. Any classical really works for me. You do you. I do not want to tell you how to meditate and dictate to you it has to be a certain way. Because if you understand that meditation is simply finding and taking time and space for you in a quiet, peaceful environment to where you're calming your inside. You're just trying to slow down. You're breathing. You're listening to your breath, right? I tell people that try to listen to your breath. Close your eyes and try to be so quiet. Listen to your breath, right? It may be a falsehood, but I can hear it. But I'm trying. And that's the part of it. And again, not staring into the back of the eyelids, actually trying to imagine that you're living within yourself at that moment. And be free to explore your inner self. Be free to feel different parts of your body that are either giving you pain or joy, or are possibly something that you have never felt gratitude for, but you are, right? But your breath is one of the biggest keys with this. And almost every meditation, almost every guided meditation, almost every leader of meditation that you will find, it all comes to your breath. There's different breathing patterns you can do to do different things. There's one that I really enjoy that it's a manifesting of what I want to become, like visualizing where I want to be, what my best self could actually look like, and visualizing what that looks like. And they have you take a huge deep breath in and hold it and just tense your entire body. Breathe out. And they do it like 3 times. And by the end of that, I am centered. There's different ways to breathe in it. And again, you'll find what works for you. And I can't stress that enough. I don't want people to think about when I talk about meditation with people and grounding, right? The act of walking or sitting on the earth bare feet, is touching the earth is scary to some people. Because I find that when I explain what I do and how I do it and all that, they're like, holy hell, that's a lot. Or it may just be intimidating. And I get it. Because I can look at my past and look back and say, Yeah, it was intimidating. I tried it and it was so intimidating. I just gave up because, like, if I can't do what he does or she does, then I'm not successful. I'm failing at this, and that is far from the truth. So, my biggest keys with meditation, guys, I think some commons that everybody needs to have is finding a quiet space. That's very important because you've got to get rid of as much external distractions as you can. When you get to a point, like I can do it at work now, and outside of my office and stuff, it can get kind of noisy. We're actually next to a gym, so you hear the weights and stuff like that. But I've gotten to a point now to where I still hear it, but it doesn't affect me. Some days it does, but it doesn't affect me on the majority of the time. Just like when I'm at the gathering place. And that took me a long time. To be able to meditate and ground where there's people walking around, that was a massive challenge and still is to this day. Like today, there was these kids just being so loud. But you know what? It was hitting me, and then finally something inside me, CJR, they're just kids having fun, man. Listen to it and love it. Listen to what their joy of life sounds like. Remember what it felt like to be that joyful in life. And as soon as that came to me, I just laid there and absolutely enjoyed my meditation, having the conversation, and hearing all the noises around me. So, but the first thing in the morning, you're typically at home. And if you need to, you set an alarm 5 minutes earlier than you normally wake up, right? Normally that if you have kids or a partner or whatever, if you live with whoever, doesn't matter. If you have others that live in your house, find a way to get up a little early and go meditate. Just take a minute. Or even have a conversation. Hey guys, you know what? I need 2 minutes. Because it's going to take time to sit up and all that kind of stuff. But hey guys, just please give me a minute. Okay? The other big thing that really helps me in the mornings, don't look at your phone. Just don't. Do a meditation of some sort without looking at your phone first. Train yourself. So the first thing that you do in the morning is give yourself time and space, because when you first wake up, that mind's going, and you grab that phone, right? We all do. Grab that phone. We all did or do, to get out of that race. All it does is drag you deeper in that rat race. That's all it does. Give yourself the grace and the time to get out of that. Then whatever you do want to do, you know what? Your mornings are your mornings. I'm not going to tell you how to do it. I personally have got to the point to where, and this is what helps me so much. When I wake up at 5:30, and by the time that I get done with all my meditation, my coffee, my writing, taking Kirby for a walk, all that stuff, the only thing I've used my phone for are my playlists. I haven't looked at one email, one message, one social media, nothing. And I have found that my mind is so much quieter. You know what else that's helped me with? Is now throughout the day when I look at social medias and go through it, because I'm on it and I'm posting and I'm doing things and I'm trying to interact with you all, I don't look at it as long. I just look through it. Oh, I'm done. I'm bored. I'm out. Let's go figure out something else, right? I can't speak highly enough about meditation. And I know I probably haven't done the due diligence and shown you and maybe given you enough to believe in it the way I do, or the way that I believe everybody should. It is just so magical to me that it has given me what it's given me, and it continues to give me it. And the best thing is, now I find myself when I'm in a bad place, or if I'm struggling of any sort, I instantly go to, I need to meditate more. I am not in a good place right now. I'm missing something. And when I'm seeking answers, okay, when my mental chatter is very high, why? What's going on? You know what? Let's go take 5 minutes and meditate on it. I do like guided meditations. That is a big one for me. Others just like simply music and nothing. And there's times I take that, but it's very, very, very limited for me. I just like the guided meditations that help me stay on a topic, stay on an intention, whether it's gratitude, whether it's connecting with my higher self, whatever it is, right? The other part with that is sometimes there's meditations that I'm listening to that are about connecting with my higher self, and I'm really not following it. I am just finding myself just laying there being at complete peace and having absolutely no thoughts in my head, and or at least not following the meditation. Because the other side of that is it's the weirdest thing is I still hear it and I still know what it's saying, even if I'm not following it. It's just it's manifesting every day more and more and more for me. It is giving me where I'm at. I wouldn't be here without meditation. I just wouldn't be. It has blessed me with a life and an understanding of what my life can be and what my life will be. It gives me strength and courage and confidence, self-love, self-understanding, grace. It literally gives me everything that I need to succeed and be a better person in life. That's why I say, if I could gift one thing to everybody in the world, it would be the ability to meditate. It is that strong, and it is that powerful, and it is that meaningful. I don't think I could be who I want to be without it. So I am absolutely grateful and blessed that I have stuck and been consistent and worked and dedicated a mindset of, I know this is good for me. I know it's good for me. I need to fight through it. I'm not going to let that knucklehead win. I'm not going to let him win. I'm stronger than him. He can chatter all he wants, and I hear it back there sometimes. And I'll giggle sometimes like, good God, he's good. And when he's not relevant at the moment, he'll throw some nasty stuff at me. Like, he'll go deep. He knows my history. I've trained him well. He knows my family's history. I've trained him well. Man, he'll throw stuff that I'm like, what the hell was that? Holy hell, where did that come from? Just let it flow. Just let it flow. And when you do get caught up in it, catch yourself, take a breath, get right out of it, because you know the difference. And I'm telling you, meditation will help you find the difference of knowing when your true self, when your gut self is talking to you, your soul is talking to you, compared to that knucklehead, man. It's night and day difference, and it's absolutely the easiest thing to differentiate when you listen, when you choose to listen. So, again, I can't say enough about meditation. I know there's so much more I'd love to talk about. There's so much more I'd love to share about what I believe it can do for you, because I know what it's done for me. And that's the only place that I speak about it. So I just want to recap with, please take a minute every morning. Start with that. You deserve it. You deserve it. Take it. It's yours. Whatever you want to do with it, you make it yours. Keep it simple. You're not failing just because it's hard, just because your mental chatter's more in the way than what you're trying to do. If you stick with it, just like exercise, just like eating properly, just like going to work every day and accomplishing tasks, when you're consistent at it, when you're dedicated and intentional at doing it, it will get better, and you will build confidence. And once you get the confidence, and once you start feeling that success from it, it'll change your life. It'll absolutely change your life. So again, I want to say happy birthday to my dad. I wouldn't be here without him. literally, but also the journey that I've been on in meditation has taught me so much grace to give him. He did his best. He was a phenomenal father. He was a phenomenal human being. He was the most honest, hardworking man as an example that I could have had. His past and the way he grew up, I would wish on nobody. And I wish I could have had the understanding and grace for him when I was younger. I really do. And I wish he could share where I'm at right now. But through meditation, he does. And I strongly believe that. And there's nobody that can tell me any different. And it doesn't matter if they want to try to tell me. It's what I believe. It's what I feel. So please, keep it simple. Make it yours. Dedicate a little bit of time to it. And do it for a month. See where you're at the end of the month. I will absolutely be amazed if you're not wanting more. I would love to hear some feedback on it. I would love you to share your journey with me in this meditation. I will share mine as much as you want. You can send me any emails, any DMs that you want to. My website's live now, CoryJRiggs.com. So you can get on there. All my socials are on there. You can find me and DM me, and you can message me. I would love to share back and forth, because there's definitely some things that you're going to try in your meditations that I haven't thought of or I haven't tried that will be beneficial to me, and vice versa. And I hope we can share in that journey and get to where we both want to go. I want all of us to get to where we want to go in life. We all have a true, genuine purpose in life. We all have an innate ability, an innate love of something that we were born with, that we are scared to do. Just like I'm sitting here in front of you doing this now. And I believe this is the 5th episode in. I wouldn't have done this without meditation. I would not have been able to do this without the visualization and manifestation through meditation, to get the courage to just simply do this. And I want to help you find yours. Be blessed. I love you all.